Hello, everybody. My name is Beatrice Gonzalez, and I am a spiritual investigator here to deliver the latest news of what the FBI knows. So let's get down to business and talk about it. So, the FBI, DEA, is investigating this corrupt justice system. They know that the justice system is working with controlled environments, individuals that participate in court with one sided court cases, illegal court proceedings, committing fraud, everybody together. And since this whole entire community is under federal investigation, they are seeing exactly everything illegal that they are doing within the justice system inside the courtroom. So the FBI has found out that this court judges working together with district attorneys, lawyers, corrupt law enforcement, constables, court reporters, courts of clerk, all of these individuals are working together to commit fraud. They know, the FBI knows that this female judge, female district attorney, female lawyers, public defenders are all a part of an organization, which they are Masons, Eastern Stars, working together, committing crimes against innocent families so that they can steal together. And the way that they steal is through the same inheritance that the families, because they had utilized me with illegal court proceedings, proceedings that I did not attend or go to court for, but they did it together to steal an inheritance. That same inheritance that this family had received behind my back was obtained by the same courts that granted it to them. This inheritance, the money was used to pay off the judge and everybody to illegally surveillance me because FBI, DEA has evidence that a judge had placed a sanction against me, a judgment. And this judgment that was done outside of the courtroom, meaning it wasn't done inside the courtroom, but outside the courtroom, placed a sanction against me, a judgment, and had my devices, placed under a pinwheel service. What is a pinwheel? But first of all, a pinwheel monitoring through your cell phone provider. This pinwheel is done for children to monitor the children 24/7. Mind you, I'm 55 years old, but this corrupt judge put a pinwheel monitoring device which monitors you 24 hours a day. The FBI knows that 12 individuals were watching me, everybody at different times, to watch my every movement, everything that I do on the internet, on my device, and reporting everything back to the courts. But of course, this is all done behind your back, and the FBI knows that the court has been doing this against individuals. Well, actually, uh, I'm not going to say individuals, I'm going to say millions of American people, because the FBI knows that the same sanctions that they place against you, they were making people pay for the sanctions, the judgments that were being placed against them. This is crazy. But they know that the courts are tied into money laundering, embezzlement, and all of this dirty money that they were making through the courthouse was being dispersed among different courthouses with each other. So, not all of the courthouses, but certain courthouses that been under federal investigation, the feds were able to see this illegal criminal activity taking place among corrupt judges, district attorneys, lawyers, court reporters, courts of clerk. So see how all of this is coming out to the open, how all of these individuals have been getting away with committing crimes against innocent families, targeted families. They know that they're guilty of what they done, especially with me, because everything that they did behind my back with illegal court proceedings was all done so that they could commit fraud together to steal an inheritance. And on top of it, the FBI knows that that same inheritance that they illegally obtained behind my back is the same inheritance money that paid off people in the courts, the judge, and everybody that was a part with this scheme, including the military family, to illegally spy on me by placing a pinwheel monitoring device on my phone through my cell phone provider, which is AT&T. So this is why I was always receiving my phone was constantly being interceded by individuals that were constantly watching me. There was glitches on my phone, but of course, all of these individuals, the courthouses are going to be raided because of this illegal criminal activity. So let me give you some more information. This is crazy, but this is everything illegally that these individuals have been doing, because the feds also know that this illegal criminal activity has been taking place within 50 states. 50 states, and for the last 10 years. This is how this corrupt criminal justice system has been enriching their hands off of the fraud money that they have been receiving through court with these illegal court proceedings, targeted individuals who had lived in homes with surveillance cameras that were recording them, spying on them, monitoring them, and all of this contributes to the theft, how they go about altering fraudulent evidence in order to stage in court against you so that they could paint a false narrative about you, so they can illegally take your children's from you, so that your children go into the hands of pedophiles that rape and molest your children. This is the craziness, the insanity of these mentally disturbed individuals who they steal from you so that you can feed their children and their families. Your inheritance, your trust funds, everything that was taken from you is what they use to support and maintain their families. You are paying for everything that they have, and they should be ashamed and feel guilty for what they've done, because they are the crooks sitting behind the bench, robbing and stealing the crooks of the United States to do this to the American people. This is pathetic. But I'm here to report everything. Mommy, could you turn on the air conditioner? Thank you. So FBI DEA has evidence the courthouse was collecting money from the sanctions by making people pay for the same judgment placed on them. That's ridiculous. They have proof of the money laundering, embezzlement, and all of the dirty money that was being dispersed between courthouses. FBI agents, I'm 55 years old. What what person in their right state of mind? But of course, they did it because they wanted to illegally monitor me, spy on me, watch me, find out everything about me because they know I'm a whistleblower. I'm blowing up the spot on everybody because I report everything to law enforcement. So, of course, they did all of this at the time when they did it. They didn't realize that they were under federal investigation because while the feds was watching me, they were watching the courthouse, they were watching all the judges, the lawyers, the district attorney, and everybody corrupt that was participating with this illegal criminal activity in court. So the feds was watching me, they were watching the courthouse, watching all of these corrupt individuals, government officials. They were watching everybody. So that's why they know what is going on and how uh they've been making their fraud money. So, and that pinwheel that they placed on me, the feds know that I was under surveillance 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is crazy. But this is organized crime. They also know that these individuals are all a part of the Masons, Eastern Stars. So the feds know that not only are they in the justice system, they're also in the police department. I'm not saying that every cop is a Mason, no, but there are cops that are there that are Masons, also in hospitals, also within the doctors. So you see how they use their connections to commit fraud. They get the doctors from hospitals to alter medical records, breaking HIPAA laws, because that's exactly what they do to alter medical records. They work with corrupt doctors. They have doctors that are Masons, Eastern Stars. So you see how they network and connect with other people so that they can stage uh, a fraudulent narrative about you by utilizing the hospital, the doctors, police officers, people within the justice system who are also Masons and Eastern Stars. See, they don't care about the American people because if you utilize innocent families to exploit and to steal and to work with community members so that you can utilize that person that you have targeted in their home through illegal surveillancing, through fraudulent contracts that lawyers write up together so that they could exploit you, justify the reasons to watch you because they're all working together with pedophiles. See, all of them are working to protect and to help and to assist and to give support to pedophiles because I was targeted. I had reported two pedophiles that was watching my daughter, and I had reported it to law enforcement, and I have proof. But because they work together with a network, and because the same individuals that were watching my daughter, the feds know that these individuals were tied to the justice system. The constable, the politician, all of these individuals were all tied. They all had direct connections with the justice system, personal relationships with the judge, and all of them had worked against me so that they could take my daughter away from me. They worked together so that they could steal an inheritance behind my back. So, see, this is why mass arrests are coming, and all of these individuals are going to be locked up. Raids are coming because they didn't only do this to me, they did this to millions of American families, utilizing these families, targeted individuals, so that they can steal your children away from you. And then on top of it, make money off of you because they steal inheritance, trust funds, wills, everything, so that your money is taking care of their families, feeding them, buying them everything for their families because what they have is not enough. They got to steal from the American people. This is pathetic. But courthouses are going to be raided because we got the tea. So this is the way they do it illegally, to spy on you on your devices by putting a pinwheel. So the feds know that all of this was done behind my back. Everything that they did was behind my back without my consent, because there was no reason for me to be involved in anything because y'all all lied about me. Y'all lied and said that I was suicidal, I was depressed, I was delusional. Everything was all fabricated, made up, staged together so that you could steal from me. And this is why there's a citywide investigation with all of these individuals, because all of these individuals were participants. They were participants. They were all a part with this scam, with this scheme. So because they now know that these individuals were working together with community members, working with military families, working with different groups of people, third party groups. They all stage everything together. They alter, they fabricate, they make up all kind of things against you. Like what they did with me. They lied and said that I had AIDS. I don't have AIDS. They said I was delusional. I'm not delusional. Have I never been ever diagnosed with any medical mental health issue? But they lied. So you see how they get individuals from psychiatrists, medical doctors, they get fraudulent police reports. They lie. They said that I was a drug addict. I'm not a drug addict, but they lied. See, everything that they do is all done together so that they can steal from you. This is crazy. This is crazy that this is happening in the United States. But thank God for the upright federal agents, government spies, double agents that are getting down to business and dismantling this whole entire organization, because this is organized crime. This is organized crime. And these are the enemies of our country, because for them to do this, these are individuals that have PhDs. These are supposed to be people that we're supposed to look up to and respect, but not this group here. These these people, these are the ones that don't care about anybody. They don't have a conscience. They are really living, they're really living with the devil. They're demonic. I mean, cold blooded. But they get everything that is coming to them, because the feds know that they have been doing this for the last 10 years. Could you imagine all of the people who they had targeted and took down and murdered? Red rum? I don't like to say that word, but I'm going to say red rum. The people that they red rummed, and the money that they received by doing this, working in a controlled environment. I don't know how half of y'all could sleep at night or enjoy your possessions, your homes, your cars, the clothes that you wear, the food that you eat. How could you? You should be ashamed of yourself of doing something like this. This is very criminal. I mean, really criminal against humanity to plot and scheme and do this together. Do you know how much karma you're about to receive that is coming back to you for doing this against individuals? This is terrible. This is really, really wicked, evil, bad. This is disgusting. But you get what your hands call for, because if you thought that you were going to go to your grave and take all of these lies with you, you're not going to be able to do it now, because what you take with you to the grave is now the truth, not the lies, because your lies have now been exposed, and the whole entire world can see exactly everything that you've done. All of the dirty money that you've been generating, stealing from people through cheating and lying and red rumming people, because y'all put a life insurance policy on my life. Y'all wanted to take me out, but now you can't, because you know that big law is here, and big law is breathing down your necks and knows exactly all of the fraud and everything that you've done to obtain your dirty, nasty money. This is this is crazy. I don't know how you you know that you did all of this, especially to me and my family. How could you feel good with yourself? I know I would want to make things right for people, for the world, after committing so many crimes like that against humanity. But you don't have a conscience. You don't have one, because you're a selfish person. All you care about is yourself and nobody else. That's that's an awful way to live on this earth, on this planet, being that kind of way. So I have more information to give. So they know that this is a fraud ring that has been working together with corrupt government officials, corrupt authority figures, that this is a this is a pedophile ring. This is a child exploitation ring. This is sex trafficking ring. They know how they target the individuals through illegal surveillancing. They work with real estate properties. The real estate properties, the managers, property managers know that the home has been fixed, set up with hidden audio, hidden surveillance, spying, and watching the targeted family that they're going to utilize in court for illegal court proceedings. And if they have children, the children are illegally taken away because the parents, the mother or the father, in this case, it was me, they fabricated, made up so many lies about me, had people lie against me in court behind my back in order to illegally take my daughter away from me. Because the feds also know that these people lied and said that I was abusing my daughter. I never laid a finger on my daughter. I was never abusive to my daughter. If anything, my daughter had everything with me. I provided her with everything. If she wanted a brand new Apple laptop, I bought it for her. She had her own she had clothes that I used to buy her from the mall. I bought her toys, all of her clothing, everything, her jewelry, her art supply, everything. I always gave my daughter the best. They lied against me. I took my daughter to nice places. I took my daughter to nice resorts for vacation. I took her to Cancun. I took her to Walt Disney. I took her to Kalahari. I took her to Great Wolf Lodge. I took her to nice places. My daughter was never exposed to anything bad. Never. My daughter was my princess, but my daughter was watched by two pedophiles, and I reported it to law enforcement. But the same individuals that was working with this network group were the same ones who had targeted me and my family, worked with community members, which the detective, the corrupt cop, is all under federal investigation because they seen exactly how they were trying to frame me with a vehicle with a dead body. This goes to show you the desperation that these individuals had to frame me, set me up, and get me out of the way. But because they were unsuccessful, because I'm 10 steps ahead of them, and because the feds is watching everybody in this community, in this controlled environment, including all of the corrupt detectives, cops, judges, lawyers, district attorneys, doctors, everybody is being watched. That's why get ready, because that big bang is coming. Oh, the big bang with the sirens. Yes, the raids. So they lied and said that I was abusive towards my daughter. See, they made so many things up against me. They said that I was a prostitute, I have AIDS, I'm delusional, I was suicidal. They put everything on me so that they can get a fraudulent power of attorney over me, a fraudulent guardianship over me, because since this is a child trafficking ring and they illegally remove your children from you with fraudulent evidence that they all fabricate together, stage together, lie together in order to sex traffic my daughter out to the hands of a pedophile who the authorities know are pedophiles in the community targeting children, because the targeted individuals with children is the children who they want to get their hands on. So you see this controlled environment. These were people who were catering to pedophiles by committing these crimes against innocent families. So they know that these judges, and this is very good that the government is investigating this, because I had always had heard, but I just have to express this because really it blew my mind. But I always heard that Masons and Eastern Stars were supposed to be people of the light, but not this group. These are not people of the light. This is people of the darkness. This is people who practice evil, evilness. Uh and it's a shame that something like this, that they twisted it and utilized their connections when it was supposed to be a connection of light, of love, of togetherness among their group. But what they did was that they used their connections and their affiliations with each other to hurt and harm and target children and and hurt people. So they just gave them a very ugly name, because now people are not just going to see uh, the Masons as people of light. They now are being viewed as child traffickers, child exploitation. They're going to be viewed as being sex traffickers, illegal surveillancing, because they work among their people to do this. This is this is degrading. This is awful, because now I don't see these people anymore like I thought that they were supposed to be, people of the light, people who do not do wrong to others. So they use their connections to target individuals. So this is how they are able to successfully in court do everything together, because they have everybody who's all on board to lie, to cheat, to fabricate, and to bring fraudulent charges against you, because they don't have an explanation as to why those charges is in my criminal background when my criminal background is clean. They don't have no answers to give as to why they have medical records that states that I have AIDS. They don't have an answer to why certified mail I never received, but they got it because it's all registered in court. They don't have no answer to give as to why fraudulent medical records is stating that I'm delusional, but I've never been diagnosed by any medical doctor with any mental health issue. They have no answer to give to a lot of the fraud that they committed in court using fraudulent evidence against me. They know that they had trafficked my daughter out from me into the hands of a pedophile. And this is why the government is investigating these two pedophiles that was watching my daughter. And they worked with him because this constable had direct ties to the justice system. A constable works right next to a judge. See, You think that the pieces are not being put together with all of the involvement with everybody who did what they did against me, had all ties with the justice system? Of course, the Fed sees everything. They know exactly what you did. Everything that you did was illegal. Excuse me for 1 second. Instead of all of y'all, I don't even want to say because it's crazy. It's crazy to think that people could just do this against others. So the feds know that they have been doing this for the last 10 years. They know that a lot of these government officials have two houses. They know how they have been making all of their money through fraud. See, all of their assets, everything that they have, everything that they got through fraud is seen. Everything. So this is why there is going to be a seizure of properties, assets, everything is going to be seized because you have been committing crimes against the American people. They're looking at offshore accounts, everything, all of your assets was received through fraud money, blood money. See, right now, the feds are even looking at wills, how people were taking out wills, utilizing fraudulent death certificates, how people were making money. All of this is being investigated with community members, missing people, people's identity being stolen, how you stage crimes against individuals, how children have been trafficked from innocent families' homes, children that are being raped and molested, that this group of Masons and Eastern Stars were catering to a tribe of pedophiles, assisting them to illegally remove children, corrupt police officers. And these are all individuals that have their own children. But the hell with everybody else's children. They don't care what happens to other people's children. They only care about their own children. But while stealing from you, what they steal from you to support their families. Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible how these individuals have done this. And then on top of it, they try to isolate you. They isolate you and then they target you because, see, the feds know exactly everything that you're trying to do against me, that you want to put me in a poverty state, that you want to strip me from everything because I'm speaking the truth, giving the information to the public in the raw. And you can't face your demons because the truth is hurting you and causing you to be in a lot of pain because you don't know how to face all of your lies. So now, because you can't face the truth to all of the illegal criminal activity that is being exposed to the public when I make these videos, you want to target me. You want to close me in and try and break me because you don't like the truth that I'm putting out. But that is not my problem. That is not my problem. And you could never stop me from speaking the truth because I have a right to expose everything illegally that y'all did behind my back because what you did to me was wrong. And this is why you're facing judgment and karma, and everything is coming back to you so that you will face your demons to all the wrongdoings, the wickedness, and everything that you have done against the American people. And if you jump ship, good for you. Because people who jump ship, at least you got to respect them for being able to face their own karma, their own lies, and become honest with themselves and say, you know, I was wrong for doing what I did. Let me make things right. Let me change my behavior and start walking in light. Because people, you are destroying your life. Everything is going to happen very fast. Everything is going to come quick. And when the time is here, you're not going to have a chance to go back to make things right because it's going to be too late. And then you're going to sit down and regret everything for not trying to make things right. That's why I respect people who jump ship because at least they're brave enough, courageous enough to face their demons and change their ways. At least you can respect that person who is able to face themselves, look in the mirror, and say, I am wrong for doing what I did. Let me make things better for myself and all those around me. Let me stop hurting, harming others. That's a step right there. Of course, I respect individuals like that. I'm going to end this video, and I want to thank all of the upright government officials, FBI, CIA, DEA, ICE, Homeland Security, Justice Department, government spies, double agents, community members who have jumped ship, law enforcement, and all those who are working to protect this beautiful country of ours, because it is our duty to work together to bring down organized crime and to protect our children and our families, because that's what every American person wants, is to be at peace, to live in a safe, secure country. And that's why I give much respect for all those that are doing the right thing for this country. So I'm going to say a little prayer. Blessed Heavenly Father, Erevat, the great I am, Jeshua, Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, Mars Sector 6, Master Aetherius, Galactic Federation of Light, Commander Ashtar, Commander Valiant Thor, thank you for your love, your light, for watching over all of us, for protecting our families, our children, and for exposing the truth, and helping those who have stepped into the light. Thank you, Blessed Father, for all of the community members who have jumped ship and who have been helping with this investigation. Thank you so much for all that you do for all of us in this planet. So be it, and so it is. Thank you, everybody. And people, prepare yourselves. Mass arrests are coming. You're all being watched. And this whole entire criminal organization is being dismantled. The feds, they see everything. Karma is coming. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.